Okay, so welcome back. And in this section, we're going to look at integrating GitHub and Jira and briefly talk about some of the facilities that is available within Jira, Confluence, and how they work together. So there are four parts to this Jira Confluence overview. We're going to look at the workflow overview and the GitHub configuration for Jira and then the Jira configuration for GitHub. So here I am within the Jira. So I signed up for a free tier for Atlassian. You can sign it up. I think the trial period is 14 days. So you'll get a hosted instance and you can give it a site name. The one that I chose is non-Udemy at atlassian.net. So I've already created a DevOps project. The basic project is I've chosen a Kanban type of project, but you can always create a new project based on your requirement and you can change the type of the project. So let's click on the DevOps and once we look at the different things within the project, we can see what customization that we can do. So within the settings section, the thing that I have customized is the workflow. So what you can do is you can take the basic workflow that is already existing, make a copy of it, and then you can customize your workflow. I've added a couple of new statuses within the workflow. The default one are backlog selected for development. I've added pending testing and testing to the workflow. So you can always customize the additional statuses based on your need. So we already looked at the statuses on the left nav. You can add those, add additional transitions, save this workflow as a customized simplified workflow. So once it's been saved, you can apply it to your DevOps project. So let's look at the different columns within the Kanban board. Obviously, we have the five, but also look at integrating this with Confluence. So when you do it the first time, you're going to get an option of creating the space, and I already went through that exercise. So this is a space where you can use for the documentation. So the typical workflow is that the stakeholders will do the collaboration in terms of the requirements. It will come into Confluence. From Confluence, a story gets created, which is integrated into Jira, and then the developer picks up the story and then goes through the development cycle, goes through the deployment phase, and then you close down the release within the um, Jira instance and publish those results into Confluence. So that's how you typically go through the workflow. So let's go ahead and go into the releases section where we can look at maybe create a new release and then we can use that for customization. So before we get into, let's go ahead and integrate GitHub with Jira. So you can register a new OAuth application, give it the name. I just gave it as Jira DevOps. The callback URLs for this would be the site name that you have hosted your Jira instance. So I'm copying that, give that my homepage URL, give it an application description, and give it an authorization callback URL, which would be the same thing as um, the site name. So once you have that, you'll get a client ID and a client secret, which is the one that you'll use within Jira to integrate with GitHub. So head over to Jira and go into your settings at the admin level. Click on settings, click on applications, go into DBCS accounts, and at this point, you're going to get an option to say link GitHub account. Give it a team or user account. In my case, it's non-Udemy. And then the client ID, let's go ahead and grab that from the one that was created earlier. Get the client secret as well. Copy it and say auto link and enable smart commits. and go ahead and add, and it's going to ask you to authorize, which you can do. And at this point, it should bring up all the repositories that's tied to that specific account. So I have both of my DevOps and DevOps space. So at this point, we have connected Jira with GitHub, and we are actually ready to do some development. So let's go ahead and head over to our project, click on DevOps, and let's create a new issue, right? So we don't have a new story yet. Let's give a release name, let's say April release, give it as optional date, say 25th to maybe the 6th of April. You can give any description. I'm just gonna say alpha release, say add. So we just created a release and it's in an unreleased state, right? So once we have that, let's go ahead and create a new issue. We don't have any new items in the backlog. Click on the plus and let's create a new story. And I'm going to say change the header. And within the description, change the header from welcome to Udemy to welcome to DevOps. Let's go ahead and do create. So you now have a story, and let's move it from backlog into selected for development. And once it's ready for development, let's go ahead and head over to our terminal where we can go ahead and create a new branch. So let me just make sure I don't have any open things. Okay, let's get status. I see I'm behind. I'm going to do git pull origin develop. I got the latest thing. And let's go ahead and create a branch based on the new feature that we have been requested from the users. So feature slash dev dash one and change the header. Okay, so I think we made a mistake. We need to do check out a new branch, right? So dash B, and now we are on a new branch. So now we have created a new branch, and we'll see how we can use this further. We're going to look at a few other tools that will help us integrate with Jenkins and GitHub and Jira to see the entire view of all of the development lifecycle from the point the story is created. So let's head over to our next section.